welcome back to our second week, this first month of our journey. So we're gonna be doing this month the same sequence. Of course, there's a little bit of changes in each one, and we're gonna add on a little bit and work our arms a little bit more today. So we're gonna start with some breath, of course, but let's actually just begin with rubbing our palms together. So remembering that breath in through the nose, this is our healthiest way of breathing. There's so many reasons that we don't have time for right now. So just noticing to begin with your breath. And as you rub your hands together, notice, what are you creating? You are creating something between your palms. What is it for you personally? Well, maybe there's some warmth for sure, besides the energy. And then if you like, just bringing your palms, cupping over your eyes, breathing passage stays open. And I'm just inviting you, if you're willing, to just open your eyes gently into your palms. So just a gentle gaze. It might barely be open, but just opening your eyes into your palms. You've got your fingers pretty close together to keep out as much light as you can. So this is giving your eyes opportunity to be open and resting. They're always working when they're open, and they're taking in so much stimuli. And here they just get to be open with nothing coming in but that warmth you just created, the light you just created between your palms. Just take a breath there, just gently, softly gazing into that warm darkness there on your palms. You might be able to feel the energy there still. Breathing that in through your eyes, which then can take it into your whole body. The light of the body is the eye. Drawing that in. It's okay, your eyes might flit a little back and forth, flickering, that's okay. It's just thoughts going through. If you like, closing them again, your choice. Eyes open, eyes closed, always your choice. Bring your palms back together. Just one more time. You could even wash your hands, the backs of your hands. Noticing again, what are you creating? Can you feel that energy when your palms come apart to your eyes? Energy moving through them. And then cupping your hands one more time over your eyes, opening that gaze. Maybe you can look a little bit deeper this time. Into your palms, really receiving that warmth. And this warmth that we're creating is a form of light. Breathing it in. And just gently, that's starting to just illuminate in through your body. This is really calming for your nervous system as you calm the optic nerve. And then one more time of palms together. Eyes open, eyes closed, your choice. And then this time, remembering our mudra we did last week, Vajra Pradama. So bringing your hands to your chest, remember your fingers gently interlace, placing here at your heart center with your thumbs facing up. This is a symbol of strength, diligence, and fortitude. So bringing your palms there, feeling the breath in, feeling the breath out. Remembering I trust myself, my path, and my ability to overcome any obstacle. Just noticing and thinking about your past week as you breathe, and how has it gone? Are there things shifting or changing? Maybe some of those shifts and changes feel comfortable and you like them, and some maybe not so comfortable. And that's okay. We're moving and pushing through things. So just feeling one more breath in here, noticing as you breathe in, do your hands move or lift? Is the breath at least reaching into your chest or your back? That long, slow breath out, letting your hands rest. And then maybe Wiggle the fingers on one hand or shake that hand and the other hand. We're going to bring in a second mudra this week. This is called Abhaya. This is our no fear mudra, and I love it with the Vajra Pranama, with trusting ourselves and this no fear of moving into life and moving forward without fear. So with this one, we're going to bring our left hand just cupping, and it's just kind of just right under your navel, and then your right hand coming up as in no, stop, okay, no fear. So just noticing this for a minute, another affirmation with this one that we can do with a greater sense of grounding and centering. I move forward in life fearlessly. That's awesome. Like when that fear starts to come in, which is false evidence appearing real, then we just no. We say no. And we set it aside. If we need to look at it, we look at it. Thank you. And we set it aside. So just remembering this as we move through, we might come into this every once in a while as well. That with a greater sense of grounding and centering, I move through life fearlessly. This might be a hope. This is maybe the process we're working through. It doesn't mean, oh, I did this, so now I have no fear. But we're creating it. We're saying it. We're actively doing it. We're creating this in our minds and our bodies and our hearts. So that will be another thing to remember as we move. So let's just take another breath here at our Vajra Pranama, unbreakable, trust seal. Feeling the breath in, feeling the breath out. Letting your hands move into Abhaya, moving through life fearlessly. Then letting your hands rest. Beautiful. Just inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Stretch. Even as we're sitting, we can take up space and reach from end to end. Our fingers reaching, our root, our tail. We root to rise. We get down into the earth and we get stable and we have foundation, and then it helps us lift even higher and taller. So reaching. And then just letting your right arm drop as your left arm reaches up and over. Lifting up and reaching to the other side. One more time, up and over. And then if you remember, we open. So we get a little bit of a stretch here through our chest and our arm, but also again, we're opening our hearts here. And then lift up, leave two more openings. Breathing in and breathing out. If you like, dropping the arm and just coming into that gentle twist. We're not really warmed up a lot, so we're going to be kind to our bodies. Walking it forward, and then if you like, you can walk your arms forward. And you might want your feet a little engaged to protect those muscles up by your hips. Reaching forward. Make sure you have a breath in and a breath out. And then walking your hands back up. And we're going to switch the legs so that the other leg is now on top. And we're going to do that again. Breathing in as you reach the arms up. Stretch. Remember, we're going to root to rise. You might even twist a little bit, opening the back of your heart. Reaching over to your left. And up and over to your right. One more each way. And then you can open. Notice the differences you might feel on each side. Breathing in, reaching up. And open. One more time. Let that arm drop and just walk into your gentle twist. You can take your gaze either away or towards your twist. Walking it forward and then walking your hands out. Remember your breath. Walking your hands back up. We're going to come into our tabletop. So we're going to stretch our shoulders, our hips. So let's just start just one or two of a cat-cow. Again, opening through the back of the heart, the lungs, the rib cage, reaching up and open through the front of the body. And then you might come back through cat-cow or just rounding, stretching, noticing through your shoulders. Maybe you're going to take a little bit of an inventory of how you feel today. Tapping our toes and our fingers, tops of the feet. Good, and then just curl the toes under. We're going to press up to downward dog. So noticing here as you press up, how this feels. Where are you at right now? We start in our stretches and sometimes we might feel a little bit tight. That's why we're here. Maybe you don't, just notice, where am I at today? Here you can even keep stretching with your heels, pressing one down, then the other. Remembering our shoulders sometimes love to do this, and they really don't actually like it. It doesn't feel good. So pressing them back. You might even come forward to come out of your shoulders, and then let your hips draw you back. Very good. Okay, we're gonna bring our right leg forward. Just reaching, starting that low lunge, reach your heel back before you drop the knee. Just find your toes, press the heel, lift the knee, and just feel that little bit of a stretch. And then drop your knee. Reach it forward, and then reach it back. Just opening up through our legs a little bit before we really move. You can have the toes up. You might press the toes down. Very different stretch as you press your toes down through the top of your leg and foot. Good, bring hands to your knee, to your thigh. Just reach it forward. Open your shoulders and your heart again. Good, and then as we press back, we're gonna fold forward in towards our knee into a half split, letting your head come towards your knee. Here we are again, opening up through the back of our heart. As you breathe in, notice if your breath can reach into the back of your body, into your lungs. Filling up and then emptying out. Then coming back forward. Hands can stay at the leg, or you might want to reach up and all the way out and over. Letting your arms come down to our cactus and reaching up. Folding forward and back to downward dog. Take a moment there, that leg you just stretched. Let that heel reach towards the floor. Notice what it feels like now. Back to center. Left leg comes through. Same thing, spread your toes out, reach your heel back. Really see how can you open your leg there. And then drop the knee gently. Just feeling that as you reach forward. Now we're closing the hip, different action. And then we're gonna reach back, stretching up with the toes, reaching forward. This time, if you like, the toes start up, and then if you like, you can press them down and notice that difference again in that stretch across the top of the foot. Those are muscles we largely forget. Reaching forward. This time, if you like, up and reaching. You might take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Then your arms, elbows bend, opening. Hands come down to the floor. Good, press up, downward dog. And then we're just gonna walk our hands to our feet. Remember here, you find your forward fold. You can have the blocks. It could just be here with your hands. Just noticing where is that comfortable for you right now. And that might change throughout our practice. The more warm we get, the deeper you might go in that forward fold. And then as you are ready, press down through your feet and lift up using the backs of your legs and your core muscles. Lowering down, coming into our mudra here again. So just noticing there how that feels. Perhaps even coming into our abhaya, no fear. Moving through life fearlessly. Inhale the arms up. Reaching over and up. Beautiful. Folding back forward. Again, where is that comfortable for you? Beautiful. We're gonna walk our hands out to a plank. We're gonna come to our knees this time. We're gonna lift. Again, you can keep your feet on the floor or you can lift. But we're just gonna hold first. We're just gonna find how this feels for our shoulders. So we get used to coming out of this, sinking into lifting back and down. Okay, so just hold there for a moment. Here, you're pulling in and up on your tummy. Your tailbone is kind of reaching down. Just holding there, how does that feel? And then bending in the elbows just a little bit. And then dropping to the floor, letting your forehead touch. Hands coming down behind you and just turn your head to one side. And you can lift just your upper body and arms, or you can add the feet, hands reaching. Lower, other side. Lift. Hands back to your chest or next to your chest. Lift up. Press back into downward dog. Very good. We're going to bring our right foot forward into that low lunge for a moment, reaching all the way up into high lunge. Very good. Just reach a little bit to the side. This is a really great way to stretch the front of your hip without hyperextending as you press your heel back and reach up and over. Good. We're gonna come into our yogi, our devotional lunge, if I don't fall over first. So bending the back knee and our arms come down. We're gonna hold here just for a moment, taking a breath, and then we're gonna add our breath and our movement there. So as we breathe in, we lift. As we breathe out, we lower. One more. Are your arms at least a little bit engaged here? Beautiful. Letting your arms come back behind you into airplane. Reaching forward with the head. Good. Right there. And then we're gonna cartwheel the arms up and around into warrior two. Remember here, our fingers and our arms, we're not floppy here. We're gonna reach up and lift up out of it. Find your footing here on your knee and not your knee. Your knee is not your foot. Find your footing and let your knee be in line with your ankle as much as is comfortable. Shoulders back and down and reach. Beautiful, filling the breath in, filling the breath out. Then as you breathe in, reaching up to reverse, warrior, coming down to a side angle. Notice where are your hips, where are your shoulders. Maybe you're gonna move through that a little bit to come into where you can feel more open. One more, filling the breath in. Beautiful, we're gonna come back up through our high lunge, pressing that heel back. And as you breathe out, letting your hands reach down towards your mat, step back. We're gonna drop the knees And this time we're gonna add the push-ups. So where are your shoulders? Are they here? Let's open up through our heart. We're gonna practice 4. So lowering, pressing up. Lowering. Where is your belly at this moment? And your hips? No. Let's lift a little bit, drawing in. 2 more. Last one, lower, forehead to your mat. Let your arms come down to your sides. Turn your head to one side. Lifting up into locust pose. You might feel some energy and work here in your back. That is a wonderful thing, as long as it isn't painful. One more time, lifting. Good, lowering, pressing back up, downward dog. Good, pressing one heel, then the other. We're gonna come bring our left leg through, starting over. Press that long leg back, press the heel, lifting up into high lunge. Beautiful, find your balance, find your strength, your foundation here, reaching up and over. And to the other side. Back up to your lunge. We're gonna come into our yogi devotional lunge. So dropping back knee and arms, taking a breath here, practicing a breath. Then we're gonna add our movement, breath and movement together. 2 more. One more time, breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful, and we're gonna open up into warrior 2. So your back foot's gonna turn to a 90-degree angle. Where are your shoulders? Where are your arms? Find your strength. Find your alignment here. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and up to reverse warrior. Out and down into side angle. So this happens really easily, dropping into the shoulder. So lift it up and out. Bring that shoulder back and down. One more breath here. Breathing in and coming back through the high lunge. Good job. Exhale your arms forward. Step back again to plank. Let your knees come to the floor. We're gonna do 3 more of our prep push-ups. So find where everybody is here. Find your strength. 3, 2, last one. This time, you get to press back into child's pose. Where is that comfortable for you? What would your arms like right now? You might even like to stretch above you. Take 2 breaths in through your nose, maybe out through your mouth with a sigh. One more time. Then bring your fingertips out kind of the sides of your head. So now we can stretch our shoulders a little bit. So as you turn your head to the side and lift, lean into your left shoulder just a little bit. And then the other side. Beautiful. Lifting up, pressing back, downward dog. We're gonna walk our hands to our feet. Find your forward fold. And as you breathe in this time, just come up to that half lift where we have our straight low back here. We're not curving down here. It's okay if there's a little curve up here. In this pose though, we're gonna keep pretty strong. Exhaling forward. And we're just gonna slowly roll up. Letting your shoulders and then your head come up last. And shake it out. Very good. Let's inhale the arms up. Reaching to one side. And then the other. Reaching up Exhaling your hands down to your heart center, into Vajrapranama. Take a breath, take a brief moment of rest here. Resting in our breath is wonderful. Beautiful job. We're gonna go through that again a little bit faster with our breath to movement, and we're gonna add in an extra flow here. So we're gonna inhale up, exhaling forward. Very good. Let's actually just swing side to side a little bit. It's a gentle. You can leave your hands at your legs, your block, the floor. You might even bring hands to elbows. And you just gently move to one side. Your head is hanging here. And then the other side. Gently nod yes and no. Let your hands come back to the mat. And we're gonna step our left or right leg forward from here. We're gonna come back into our high lunge. We're gonna reach it up. Very good, take your stretch. And to the other side. Coming up. So we're gonna take 3 of our devotional lunge. So exhaling as you come down, inhaling up. 2. 1 more. Beautiful, opening out into warrior 2. Reaching up into reverse. Back down to side angle. So here we're gonna add that extra flow. So 3 times coming up into reverse, back down to side angle. So as we breathe in, lifting, breathing out, lowering. 2 more times. Notice your muscles and your legs. Maybe it's your arms. Where do you feel sensation here? Good. Back into that side angle. Back through high lunge. Yes. Exhaling, hands to your mat. Stepping back. Knees to the floor or knees up. We're gonna do our action. We're gonna lower down. Not the prep push-ups, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhaling up. Take a breath. Curl the toes. Press it back. We're gonna step the other leg forward. We're gonna move through that same thing. Inhaling, arms up. Reaching over. Other side. Into our 3 devotional lunges. Exhaling down. Inhale. 1 more. We're gonna open out to warrior 2. Good, find where that's comfortable for you since we're going to move here. Inhaling up to reverse. Exhaling down to side angle. Here we go, we're gonna add our 3 flow here. Bringing it up and back down. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more. Beautiful, coming back into your high lunge. Good job. Breathing out as your hands come to your mat. Stepping back into downward dog. We're gonna lower down to child's pose just for a moment. Letting your head meet the floor. Maybe you let the floor be the earth for you. As you rest here, feeling a breath in and a breath out. Coming up to a seated position. We're gonna move in. This is new from last week. We're gonna come into dolphin, so my arms are going this way. So we're gonna come in, adding in for our arms. So when you come onto the mat, we're gonna be here. Okay, so we're gonna come in with our arms at 90 degrees. So this is one you definitely wanna take to where it's comfortable. You might start here, just right here. And notice this, how this feels, because we cannot be here sinking into our shoulders. So we're just gonna lift, and this might be it. You might walk back. Maybe you start in a low plank, okay? And then you're gonna be here, you're gonna lift hips. Again, they can be as far back to begin with as you would like. Eventually, they're gonna walk a little bit closer. Whew. Okay, so you could practice that first with knees down. Let's actually come to a low plank, which is not easy. This is a great pose to be in, but just noticing the strength from your heels to your shoulders to your fingers, even to the top of your head right there. Just noticing as your belly needs to be tucking in, your heels reaching back, but your shoulders, if I'm here, I'm gonna hurt myself. So I'm gonna lift and reach everything back, and then my head reaches forward. So now coming to knees, here, the only thing that changes is my legs. My toes tuck, I lift, and now a lot more goes into my back. So my shoulder blades, I can lift up and come back into them, kind of like in your pockets. So you're gonna come up to that. We'll take 3 breaths. Then we're gonna rest for a moment. So lifting up, and if it's 1 breath, awesome. You can stay here for 3 or stay here for 1. Remember, we hold the pose, not the breath. Like I just noticed I started to come into my shoulders, so I reached back and down with my shoulder blades. Dropping the knees. Oh, coming back to child's pose. And just let if it's comfortable, your hands clasp behind your back, and they can rest or they can reach up. You even can lift hips if you want to. Just notice what would be helpful for your shoulders, your chest, your arms. Bringing up to seated, taking a breath upright. Shake out the fingers on one hand, shake out the hand. We're gonna come back into that one more time. Other hand. Very good. So placing your arms here, and you can have your hands where they're here. If you need to have them clasped, this will depend on your shoulders and where you're more open, the different places in your shoulders that will allow it. So if you need to be flat, you can be flat. If you need to, there's that option to bring them together. And as we move forward into headstand later, we are gonna come into this. Okay, so right here, find that with your shoulders, move into them. Then lift your hips off your feet. Find them again. Curl your toes and lift. Press your hips up and back. Notice what you feel on that back of your body. The upper back, the shoulder blades. What do you feel in the front of your arms and in your belly? Taking your 3 breaths, practicing 3 breaths. Feeling the breath in and feeling the breath out. When you are ready, lowering your knees to the mat, forehead to the floor. Fingertips like we did earlier. Just stretch a little bit. Bring it back up. And let's stretch across. Other side. Good. Shake out your arms. We're gonna come in a little bit of a toe stand here before we come up and go into tree pose. So when you come here, this is actually standing on your toes. You can keep hands on the floor. Sometimes I'll actually spread my toes out with my fingers. So you can stay there if you need to, or you can come to hands here at your thighs, hands at your chest. Just gonna be here for 3 breaths, and your toes might start to go, what are you doing to me? This is super good for our legs and our feet. Feeling the breath in, feeling the breath out. One more. Good. Bring your hands to your mat and just fold it forward. If you like, again, just bring hands to elbows. I'm going to switch the way I did that before and just swing very gently. Nod your head, yes and no. Good. We're just going to reach all the way up to standing. Reaching to one side. Inhaling up. Breathing out as we reach down. Beautiful, reaching up, stretch. And then lowering hands down to your heart, into our mudra. Take a moment here just to breathe, to feel, maybe notice your feet on the floor. Maybe move your shoulders a little. Beautiful. Coming into Abhaya, moving through life fearlessly. Moving through our poses fearlessly. Very good, we're coming into our tree pose. Okay, we're gonna start, remember finding your foundation here. Really find that root on that standing foot. I'm gonna this time start standing on the right. So trying the left out. Let's actually take a few little circles here and open our hip a little bit. When we're gonna open. You might move forward and back. Sir, I did figure 8, so we'll do circles. Good. And then just place that down and turn the foot open, or the knee open, foot against your leg. And then just find, where is it today? Maybe it's right here resting at the floor. Where is it that you're going to place that foot? And this leg we're standing on is staying strong. So my leg and my foot are working together towards each other. Good. So we're going to hold. We're going to start here in Abhaya. Good. Filling the breath in. Filling the breath out. And then we're going to lift our arms. Bring all the fingertips together for a moment. Good, and just open the branches of your tree. You can hold steady right here straight. Or just take a really gentle twist. It's at your waist, not your hips. Oh, good. Bring the palms, the fingertips back up to touch. Coming back down on your breath out into Vajra. Good. Is your foot yelling a little bit? Okay, come out however you want. Where do you want to stretch to? You can get big and take up space. Bring that foot back behind. We're going to fold forward. Grab your block here if you want, if that's needed. Where does it feel right to have your feet? Taking a breath in. Filling the breath out. Gently lift halfway. Maybe bring your hands back to your hips for a little more stability as you come back up. Bring that foot next to the other one. Good, just kind of curl the toes a little bit here, that standing foot we just were on. Good, coming to the other side. So again, finding your foundation now here on your left foot. Find those 4 corners, really rooting and pressing down. Let's do our figure 8s. Open this hip. Good, forward and back. Circles. Make sure you go both ways. Good. And then place that foot next to your other foot, and then let's find where we're going here. Remember, it does not have to be the same as the other side. So find where you would like to be. Get settled in there. This knee is not locking. We're gonna have a little micro bend there to protect our knee and the muscles around it. Okay, we're gonna come into our breath here that we did last week, opening and closing. Okay, we'll practice 4. So as you breathe in, arms open, reach. As you breathe out, crossing one arm over the other, reaching out. As you breathe in, breathing out. If you like, taking that moment to just let your hands brush across your arms, in and out. Last time. As you breathe in, open wide, take up space. You deserve to take space. You're here on this earth. One more time, crossing. Maybe you give a little bit of a hug. Bring the arms out. How are you going to come out of that side? What feels fun or comfortable? Maybe you open out in a way that makes you smile. As you bring that foot behind your left foot, get stable there. If you like, hands at your hips, just folding forward to your block, to the floor, and just letting your head drop toward your mat. Finding your breath. One more breath in and out. And then if you like, bringing hands to hips as you lift back up to standing. Step that foot out. And then that standing foot, let's just stretch and press and roll in our toes a little bit. Very good. Just shake it out. Shake it out a little bit, stretching up one more time, reaching over and up and over. This time we're going to come down to our sitting. So if you like, just letting your hands come all the way down your legs to the floor, sitting back and down. We're going to reach out this time with our legs forward. You can move your legs out from under you if you need to. So here in our seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, this is the same as where we've been standing. So even my feet, I'm going to have active, like as if I were standing on them, because that's going to activate everything in the back of my leg. So right here, you can use your blocks if you would like. If you want to just rest right here, you can move wherever you like. If you're going super far in this, you might want it there. But this is not how we're going to get a stretch in our legs. This is all in your back. So if you're here and your back is strong, then you're going to feel the stretch here and not be pulling in your back. So start here and just notice how that feels. And then maybe you walk it forward a little bit. You're using your muscles in your tummy here to protect your back. Right there might be a really good stretch. If your feet are working, it's going to help that stretch and to protect your muscles. So notice, where is that the right stretch for you? Find your feet just as if you're standing on the floor. And you're going to practice 3 breaths here. Filling the breath in and filling the breath out. You might take one where you reach your feet forward, a little bit different stretch. Your hands might be even at the mat helping you pull forward. Then just walk it back up to seated. We're just going to cross. Actually, we're going to come back here to Janu Sirsasana. So reaching forward, again, one leg. And stretching that back of the leg. Foot is working. And then you can turn it open. You can stay here, or if you want to reach up with the arm, you can. Notice what feels right for you right now. Touching your toes, just reaching up. Find that stretch. You might rather just move a little bit in it. Practicing a couple of breaths here. Then folding it forward and letting your opposite arm cross to the outside of your foot. And again, That may be right here, or you may lower with your head a little more towards your knee. Listen to what is going to give you the best, safest, healthiest stretch. And you can use this hand on the opposite side to kind of press up and a little bit deeper into that twist, if that feels comfortable. Good, and then walk it up. We're gonna switch legs. We're gonna reach forward again. Where is that comfortable for you? Where is that a stretch that feels good and not painful? Practicing a breath there. Your foot is active. And then if you like, bring that arm up and over for your side body stretch. Again, that may be right here. Maybe it's a little further. Maybe it's your toes. Feeling the breath in. Then reaching forward again, crossing opposite hand around the foot. And you can use your hand as before if you like, just to press a little bit deeper into the twist. The breath out can help you move further into that twist. Good, walking back out. Coming into butterfly. Maybe just move a little bit here. And then just come into that stretch. Just 2 breaths. Making sure your feet are working into each other. You can widen that if you like. Good, and bringing legs together. Just coming down onto your back. Maybe even just gently rolling, really slow. Good. Just rock side to side. Notice how that feels as you move across your sacrum. Maybe that's a thing that is right for you, and maybe you're like, that's not for me, and that's fine. Good. We're gonna come into a bridge today. So you're just gonna bring your feet kind of close to your bottom. Scoot back to my mat. Scoot your feet, and your shoulders, you're gonna kind of walk them, your hands down towards your feet. So now my shoulder blades are really walked down my back to where you can see I'm a little bit arched. And as you press your feet into the floor, you're just gonna lift hips. My feet are a little too close. Just lift, and then you can walk a little more if you like. You're not gonna, once you're here, you're not gonna turn your head. So find it, and then lift and hold. It's not safe for your neck to turn and look. So just notice the backs of your arms. Your weight's gonna be more on the back of your arms. You can press into the back of your head. You're gonna lift your chest, not tilt your chin. So you can lift your chest to work towards meeting your chin. They're not actually touching. So press on your feet, and then lowering down, bringing knees into chest. If you like, reaching up, hug. Switch arms, reach up again. Lowering down. Bringing one foot to the floor and the other, well actually let's bring both, and then just drop knees. So you can drop both knees, or you could have one leg out long and one knee bent, but just coming into a twist here. So my arm with my leg is crossed over, is reaching out, and my shoulder's reaching towards my mat. So again, that can be like this, or here. You can turn your gaze towards that arm that's out long, and that's a little bit further into the twist. But if that if that's not comfortable for your back, then just keep it right here. You even can hold your knee. You can take a breath into your side body here. Notice the difference when we breathe into our side. Then coming back up, knees in. So we're gonna drop down to the other side. Again, knees together, or one leg out and one knee bent. Just coming into that twist. You can take your gaze towards your arm, the other way, straight up. Again, noticing If you can breathe here into your side body, breathing out. Good, coming back up to center. We're just gonna cross over to stretch our hip quickly. So that leg's gonna cross over the other knee. Hands come through around the back of the leg. And I'm gonna use my elbow here to press that knee. Both my feet are gonna stay engaged. And I'm gonna pull with my hands around the back of the other leg and my elbows pressing into my bent knee, my crossed over knee. We'll just practice 2 breaths here. Shoulders stay down. Filling your breath in and filling your breath out. Lower down, cross the other one over, lift, bring your hands through, engage your feet and press elbow and knee into one another. So you're not just pressing that knee and cranking on your hip, there's work between the knee and the elbow. Practicing 2 breaths. Filling the breath in and out. Good, and placing both feet down. Now, any stretch you need here as we come into Shavasana, if you want to stretch from end to end, you can go there. If you like, practicing our cactus arms, taking a moment, we did this last week, of just feeling what that feels like in a different plane, different position. So maybe even take a moment to just kind of settle into that right there. Instead of working in it when we are standing and having our arms be engaged, just let them, maybe even all of you just go, oh, okay. And just notice the difference. Take a breath or practice a breath or two there and then just notice how you feel and start to get settled coming into where you would like to be for Shavasana. Maybe a blanket under your low back, pillow or a bolster under your knees. Maybe you like eye pillows. What is cozy and comfortable for you? Getting settled and comfortable there. And once you come into that space that feels just right, then practice a few breaths there. Practice a few breaths. Again, now that we're on our back, we did this last week where you can notice what it feels like to breathe into your back because the floor is there to tell you. So you really can much better notice what moves. As I breathe in against the floor, you might expand as you breathe in. As you breathe out, kind of leaves the floor. Just observing, being aware. Then you might start letting your breath out bring you into more of a place of surrender. Your body might get a little heavier as you breathe in and you breathe out. You are safe, you are supported, the earth has got your back, she's always there for you. As you feel that breath out, knowing you can't fall, there's nowhere to go, you're here. There's foundation beneath you. Maybe your hands start to relax and calm down. Your feet might fall open. The muscles in your face might be letting go a little bit of knowing you are right where you are supposed to be at this moment. Your path is safe and sure, and you have the ability to overcome any obstacles. Beginning to deepen your breath. That longer breathing can be energizing. Can help bring you back to awareness. Maybe bring a little bit of movement in, maybe wiggling your fingers or toes. Might be circles of your wrists or your ankles, elbows. You also can take as long as you need where you are. But if you like, just maybe beginning to come into that taking up space, reaching your hands up overhead, hands and feet away from one another. Maybe one side reaching longer than the other side reaching longer. You might even bring your arms back into your cactus arms, opening, reaching up, reaching down, or pulling down. And then as you are ready, perhaps drawing your knees into your chest, rocking side to side, or maybe taking some circles with your knees. Going one way, going the other way. Feeling that longer breath in, breath out your mouth. Maybe even practicing through three breaths, just drawing the breath in through your nose and a sigh out your mouth. Breath in. One more. As you are ready, making your way onto one side. Make sure you practice a few breaths here. Even more importantly, find some gratitude in those breaths. Breathing in, what are you grateful for? What do you love? What are you thankful for? Breathing that out into everything around you. And again, you can stay there as long as you would like. And whenever you are ready and decide to, make sure you connect a hand to the earth, being nourished, waking up. And then gently bring yourself back up to a seated position whenever you want to. Maybe a little bit of wiggle in your shoulders, forward and back. Maybe a little bit of a cat-cow motion, seated, reaching the chin up, rounding forward. One more time. Back to center. Reaching the arms up overhead. You know this one now, reaching to the side. Coming around to the center and up. And back. Bring arms back up. Then your hands come down towards your chest, if you like, back into our mudra. It's taken a moment here. And noticing, has anything shifted or changed, or is there more space inside for you? Is there more spaciousness? Is there more room for you? Just notice on your next breath in, is there more room? Is it easier to get there? Is it easier to open and to close? Thank you so much. Thank you for being here for another week of hopefully shifting, growing, changing your working out, your breathing, all of it. Thank you so much. And again, I mean it when I say namaste. Thank you.